been across the United States one direction or the other 11 different times. And today is a big day for me, and that my wife and I have been married for 57 years. She passed away 9 months ago today, so I'm missing her, and I've got a picture of her with me on the motorcycle. Cindy told me in her last days that we exceeded all of her expectations and that she was an extremely happy, grateful woman. And for that, I am extremely happy.
Man, that's amazing.
We met as sophomores and juniors in high school, and indeed, we had known each other for 60 years.
Wow.
We've been married for 57. It would have been 58 on May 20th. But I thought it would bring back some old memories and so on and so forth, and what it did is it kind of left me empty for the last couple of days. But this morning, I got up out of the hotel at about 3 o'clock in the morning and had a little breakfast and decided that I'm going to go up and enjoy today and take some pictures and take in the beauty. And
That's right.
That's what I'm doing today.
Good for you.
What's amazing is that she's gone. It's awful quiet around my house. I'm glad that I finally got somebody that'll listen to me.
I'm here.
I served in Vietnam as a Marine Corps Scout sniper. I was wounded twice, a second time in Way City during the Tet Offensive in 1968. When I first got to Vietnam, Cindy and I were engaged to be married, and I was a PFC, 19 years old. And the first mail that I got from home, Cindy was pregnant. I went to my company commander, Captain Ronald Gregory Babish, and he granted me the only humanitarian leave I've ever heard of in the Marine Corps, to leave a combat zone to come home and get married. First of all, he said, I don't know what I can do for you, kid, but he let me go see a priest, come back and talk to him. And Captain Babish granted me that special leave. Cindy and I left Vietnam. I was married on the 20th day of May of 67, had to hustle back to Vietnam. Captain Babish was killed on June 2nd, 12 days after our wedding. I left to go to Vietnam as a 19-year-old single kid. He came home 20 years old and married and having seen way more than a 20-year-old is supposed to see.
Yeah, absolutely.
But about 4 years ago, my son and I, Steve, my oldest boy, were on a motorcycle ride. We went to Missoula, Montana. We went to the cemetery, and I introduced my son to Captain Babish and Captain Babish to my son at his gravesite. And as it turns out, some 30 years went by before I ever made contact with his widow. But I have had the opportunity to meet Shannon Babish, who has now passed. I met his 3 children that were 7, 9, and 11 when he was killed. And as it turns out, I'm here in essentially Boise, Idaho for the purpose of this celebration of life for a friend of mine, but I know 2 of the Babish children live in Boise. I've made contact, and they're taking me out to dinner tomorrow night on my birthday.
That's amazing.
So these are Captain Babish's children. How we ever met, is beyond me. I didn't know him before this little brief exchange that we had asking for a leave. But one of his grandkids came out from Montana at that time to come to Disneyland, and they stayed at our home and swam in my swimming pool.
Wow.
So my life has taken many full circles. I'm just trying to find myself. We've been out on the road, and we enjoyed that a lot. And I'm riding like Cindy's with me, and she gave me 2 sons, 2 beautiful sons. We had 6 grandchildren. And we currently have 5 great-grandchildren. This is a new 2025, and it's an Ultra Street Glide. And it's the 5th brand new Harley-Davidson I've bought.
So you feel like riding is a way to keep that memory strong and hold at heart,
Those were my intentions when I left. I bought the new bike a couple of months ago. The first couple of days out here were kind of difficult. When I left the house on Wednesday, I rode 700 miles from Huntington Beach to Elko, Nevada. It was too far. I'm too old. I think I'll be 78 tomorrow.
Well, congrats and happy birthday to you. Early happy birthday.
You.
My wife and I, a little backstory on us. We actually met on a motorcycle. She had never been on a motorcycle before, so I relate to you strongly. That was what brought us together.
How about that?
That Harley Davidson I was telling you about, and it's something we hold strong to our hearts as well.
Cindy had never been on a motorcycle before. Our experience in '92.
Yeah.
And she learned that she just enjoyed it. We love the scenery, we love the smells and the sounds, and we've been in snow and sleet and hail and heat and the wind and all the experiences.
And that's what makes the story, right? All the uncomfortable times.
It is indeed. You remember those.
Yes.
You want to remember all the beauty, which is what you do. You forget when you get on the road. Geez, the wind is harder than I remember it.
Oh yeah.
It's warmer than it's supposed to be.
Right.
None of those things mattered a few years back. But at 78, tomorrow, I'm thinking, geez, am I more sensitive or am I just too damn old? Down at the beach, I'm wondering why people don't say hello. I'll say good morning. I'll say, hi, how are you today?
Yeah.
And they walk past me. It seems like half the United States is mad at the other half, and we don't know which side, who's mad at whom. And nobody needs anybody.
All right. Hey, I really appreciate your story. Thank you for your service. I really appreciate that.
Honor.
So much snow on the mountain still. Oh my gosh. 80 degrees down here. Very cold up there. Wow, look at the views from these gas pumps.
Goodness.
The town of Stanley is quite small. Blink and you'll miss it.
Ran out of gas. How's your day going?
Not too bad, how are you?
Good. Are those actually like for riding?
Originally they were glasses for like plasma cutting.
Field of work you were in before?
Yes and no. I've done a little bit of everything, but essentially just like plasma cutting and not quite welding glasses, but kind of in that same vein.
Is this home for you?
No, I'm from back east. I've been up here hair over a year now. Never been west of the Mississippi. Just started throwing job applications at the wall for anything that, you know, was out in the mountains. They called, I looked it up on Google and was like, well, I'm not gonna get much more mountainous than that, I don't think.
Well, yeah, with that backdrop, man, you're doing it the right way there.
There.
There we go. These things are heavy.
What's crazy about Stanley, Idaho is that during the off season, the population of this place is only like 100 or maybe less. It sits, you know, at the edge of the Sawtooth Wilderness, and supposedly there's over 300 different alpine lakes within that wilderness. And some of them haven't even been discovered.
Yeah, that guy in there said this is the only gas station for a long time.
I read that they get like record low temps during, you know, the winter time. All right, we're gonna make some homemade bread. Now we don't have a bread maker, but we do have a rolling house on wheels with a built-in easy bake oven. Let's see what happens. Smells yeasty. So because I'm baking this bread sitting at about 6,000 feet elevation, I decided to cut the yeast a little bit, weigh the flour in grams because science. Ooh, not super sticky, I like that. All right. Whoa, whoa. Some people bake to just relax and unwind, but we pretty much bake to see if this oven still works. She's dirty. What an adventure. As you can see, I've showered because this has been going on for several hours. Oh yeah. Some fresh bread with almond butter. That's good.
That's good, baby. I'm actually done.
Woo!
Well, the weather sure took a turn on us. Doesn't necessarily make you feel very comfortable being out here in the middle of a forest with thunderstorms going on, but what are you gonna do? All day today, they have it tagged for a flash flood watch. This forest is a lot of fuel for wildfires. And last year, I think they had some big ones around this area. And all this is contributing to the fact that there could be landslides that are happening at any time and flash flooding. So we gotta be careful getting on the road today.
Holy cow. So what you're seeing is the aftermath of a fire that happened at the end of summer-ish last year, all because of a lightning strike. And Idaho is part of that Western Territory that is so dry, and they are prone to wildfires all the time.
Don't quote me on this, but I think these fires are so quick when they happen that it never burns everything 100% to the ground, if that makes sense. There's so much heat that it just is like combustion of like gasoline. You know, it lights up quick, but then it dissipates really quickly, and it just spreads like wildfire, literally.
Like it almost like chars it.
Yeah.
Versus burning it down completely. Because you would expect to see the forest like completely wiped out, but it is so weird to see it just like charred.
Oh, my purse. Dang it. Wow. That is shaking the ground. That was so loud. I gotta get back inside. How you feeling?
I'm pretty scared. Lightning storms scare me. It's gonna snap. I don't know.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Oh my god. It's gonna bend down. Oh, I'm so anxious because I just don't want lightning. Why do you have the GoPro light on? This is not a good time for that. This part of the country needs the rain.
Just not the fires that come with the lightning.
Yeah, it's kind of like catch-22. I'm gonna make some tea.
Okay, can I get some?
Yeah.
Tea's always nice on a rainy day. We're gonna be okay. Your accent, where do you come
I am
from?
French.
French?
Yep.
Wonderful. Were you born in France?
Yeah, Paris. Long story short, fresh out of the university, I want to learn how to speak good English so I could have a good job in France. I loved it so much that I stayed here. So my parents sent me to England, like in the summer, for a couple summers to learn English. And then they said, why don't you go to France? And so they sent me to Montana because I loved horses. And so found a family and for a month. And then I just fell in love with the US. My dad's passed away since then, but I think he kind of regretted because I fell in love with the US and stayed there instead of going back to France and getting that good job I was supposed to get. But it is what it is, and I don't regret anything. It's just awesome. And I love Idaho. I've never been here before.
Everything's different.
Everything's different.
In what way, kind of?
People are really, really open here. It's easy to... I went to the grocery store. Everybody's talking to everybody. And like I'm staying in the lane and people are just talking to me. Say, oh, I love your shoes. Or in France, people don't talk like this. And I'm not the only one saying this. I've noticed. My dad came here and then he noticed the same thing. People are really... really open and I enjoy talking to people. I used to be really shy, but now I just...
Now you're just open, huh?
Now I'm just feel more like an American, and
I love it.
I love talking to people, and this perfect job for that.
What a cool story. I love that. That is so neat. Here we go with more stuff failing. And I'm gonna change these lights out. I'm sick of not being able to see in here. Remember how I said nothing ever goes according to plan? Case in point. Well, this could go more smoothly.
Whoa! It's like when they kick the lights on at the club after being dark all night. You're like, whoa!
One down, 3 more to go. Sorry about that. You can see again. Whew. Does it smell like wood chips in here, Neil? Can't stop sneezing. I'd say that's enough fun for one night. Woo! Oh man. All right.
What a beautiful morning, huh? Hey, good. How you doing?
Hey, how you doing? Good.
That's good. You ready?
Let's go.
Wow. I love it. We don't do breakfast a lot, and I think it's because it's so good that sometimes we overeat and then it kind of like ruins your day.
Like now?
Yeah. Woo! This is like a lakeside resort just dropped in the middle of nowhere.
See right to the bottom.
I bet swimming in here in peak summer is just amazing.
Go for a swim.
Let me turn that camera off. I'm not seeing any canoes, so we might just have to rent that huge pontoon for just the two of us.
Dude, these are like straight out of the 80s here with that shimmering glitter stuff.
That's great.
Yeah, 4-hour double seater.
4-hour canoe. Can you believe that?
Can you believe that? Oh, that was a good one.
I've made it probably 30 times this week.
Well, once you find the good material, you just got to keep going with that.
That's true.
Is this the beach, like where people would swim in the summer at the beach, or is there another beach area?
There's a few beaches. This is the most popular by far. There's a beautiful beach over there. It's called North Shore.
Okay. Local or just seasonal worker here? Or?
Seasonal.
Yeah.
I'm from Arizona. Phoenix.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. This is going to be fun.
All right, you have yourself a nice day.
Hey, thank you, sir.
Thanks for coming. Enjoy the lake.
Y'all want to race?
Yeah, let's do it. Bring it on.
Are you guys doing like the hiking shuttle where you get dropped off?
Oh,
That's so cool.
Nice. Y'all enjoy.
All right, so I don't have to paddle. This is great. This is why I wanted one boat. It's a little inside tip for you, ladies. Just get one boat and just have him paddle the whole time. Oh my gosh, we're really going.
You're really going when you're not yapping and you're just paddling and go places.
Listen, I will turn this boat around. Uh-oh, they're winning. Just around the river bend.
The tip right there. We should go around that so we can get views of those mountains. Yeah. Be a far paddle. It's got to be worth it. Looks like some old remnants of forest fires here. Unfortunately, with the West Coast, they're really susceptible to these forest fires. Man, and they can be devastating.
Okay, what I wanted to tell you before. It's just very interesting to come to some of these towns because the locals know who's not a local. So when you walk into a place, you get looks, especially when it's early in the season like this. It is even more amplified if you walk into a place holding a GoPro.
It is so eerie seeing something so large underneath the water when you're not used to seeing things under the water. It's like that feeling you get when you're in the ocean and you're like, what's below us right now? Almost there. Almost there.
It seems like the current is going against us right now, which is good because when we have to paddle back, it'll actually help us. You always want to start going against the current so that when you're really tired and you have to make your way back, it's just a little bit easy of a float.
Hey, it looks like there's a landslide right over here. We're going on an hour and a half into this paddle. And folks, we are almost there. Almost there. It's like those hikes when you pass everybody, you're like, how much further? And they're all like, oh, you're almost there.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I'm like, you lie. You lie so much.
I live in Sun Valley area. Have you been around the other side? The view is spectacular. And there's a little dock and some trails. Like, it's worth getting out and poking around once you get to the end of the lake.
We'll have to check.
Enjoy Idaho.
Hey, thank you. And take care of yourself. It looks a little too ripe.
We paddled so far out here in like 3 hours, and now we have 1 hour to get back.
Yeah, we gotta go all the way back there. Let's get rowing. Oh, that's cool back here. You can see the tip of that Sawtooth Mountain peeking over the hill over here.
We're so close. There's a few things that you have to do to test your marriage before you can get married. Backing in a camper, some kind of house remodel or project, and the third one is paddling a canoe, a kayak, or a tandem bike together. We're doing great, but there's a few times that he splashed me with water. He said it was an accident, but let me put this camera down. Very soon, some thunderstorms rolling in, so I see what it's up to over there. That's one thing when you're out here, the weather. It's just so unpredictable, always changing, and you just can't control it. Hot. Everything's so hot. Whew, my legs they're cramping. Didn't catch any fish at all, but yeah.
I'm actually gonna go rafting in like an hour. 10 miles up the Salmon River. There's 2 class 3s.
What's the name of the class 3s?
There is Piece of Cake, conveniently named, and then the Narrows.
Well, be safe, man.
Thank you.
Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Canoe's back safe.
Oh, perfect.
I left the keys in there for you.
Awesome, thank you.
Well, how you feeling?
Hot and accomplished, because we made it back in time. And this water looks so refreshing. We should have brought our swimsuits.
You want me to wait out here?
I gotta go with the Snickers.
You give me a Butterfinger.
Okay. That's crazy. That was my nickname in 4th grade when I played basketball.
Butterfingers. That doesn't surprise me. Y'all have a good day.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks. See ya.
Wow.
Kind of reminds me of Glacier.
Ooh. That's cold.
Forgot the sunscreen today.
Refreshing. Wow, the deeper we get into this wilderness, the worse the damage is. The hike we're doing through this entire burn scar has me thinking about perspective. I'm getting a front row seat to what devastation can look like with wildfires. It totally changes the way you see the hike, and you become more appreciative and more respectful of nature.
Hey, no problem. You too. Got one straggler.
Do you hear that? Fast running water. Sounds close, but it's like really loud, so it could be far away. I'm not sure. We just scrambled down all of that mountain. That was pretty sketchy.
Beautiful. You can immediately feel a drop in temperature. It feels so cool and refreshing.
I know, I love it.
Much needed.